When your cat sits across the room and stares at you without blinking, do you actually know what they are trying to say? Yes, it can feel a little creepy sometimes, but behind that intense gaze, there is something much deeper that most people miss entirely. And if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you could be missing vital messages they have been trying to send you for years. Let us start with what that unblinking stare really means for your bond. 1. It is not an intimidation tactic. When humans stare without blinking, it is usually rude or aggressive. Naturally, we assume our cats are judging us or plotting something sinister, but feline behavior experts agree that this is a complete misunderstanding of their body language. In the wild, a direct stare is a threat. However, in your living room, a cat only holds eye contact with someone they completely trust. They are not trying to dominate you. They are actively choosing to keep you in their line of sight because you are their ultimate source of comfort. If they could put it into words, it would sound like this. I know I am safe when I can see you. And by the way, if your cat ever suddenly stops doing this and actively avoids your gaze, do not brush it off. We will get into what that really means at the end of this video. 2. They are waiting for your translation. Have you ever dropped something loud and your cat immediately stared at your face instead of running away? They are not waiting for you to fix it. Researchers at the University of Milan studied this and found that cats use something called social referencing. They look at you to figure out how to react. They are reading your facial expressions and your breathing rate. If you panic, they panic. If you stay calm, they know the environment is still safe. That is not a blank stare. That is an emotional check-in. They are relying on your judgment to navigate their world. If they could speak, they would simply say, "Tell me how we should feel about this." And hey, if this is already lifting some of that indoor cat guilt off your shoulders, hit like and subscribe so we can reach more owners who deserve to know they made the right call. 3. It is their version of a physical hug. You might think an unblinking stare means they are on edge, but look closely at their eyes. The stare is usually followed by a very slow blink. Scientists at the University of Sussex prove that this sequence is the feline equivalent of a genuine human smile. It is a profound expression of affection. To a cat, closing their eyes in the presence of another creature is the ultimate vulnerability. The stare is just them preparing to show you that trust. They are not zoning out. They are intentionally letting their guard down in your exact direction. If they could put it into words, it would sound like this. I am lowering my defenses for you. I love you. 4. They are memorizing your routine. Sometimes your cat stares at you while you are just folding laundry or typing on your laptop. You might wonder why they find such boring tasks so fascinating. The truth is, cats are creatures of strict habit. Unpredictability causes them stress. By watching you intently, they are learning your patterns. They want to know exactly when you stand up, when you walk to the kitchen, and when you finally sit on the couch so they can join you. They are not judging your productivity. They are syncing their internal clock to yours so they can share your space perfectly. If they could speak, they would say, "Your habits are my safe space, and I want to be part of them." 5. They are checking if you are still breathing. Waking up in the middle of the night to find your cat staring down at your face can be terrifying. Most owners assume the cat is just demanding breakfast. While they do love food, behaviorists believe there is an instinctual protective element at play. In the wild, sleeping members of the family are vulnerable. Your cat stays awake, sitting quietly near your head, keeping a watchful eye on your steady breathing and the dark room around you. They are not trying to scare you. They are standing guard over the most important member of their family. If they could put it into words, it would sound like this. I am keeping watch, so you do not have to. 6. When the staring stops, something is wrong. This is the moment I promised you at the start. And it is something every single cat owner needs to understand immediately. We spend so much time wondering why they stare that we ignore the absolute red flag of a cat who suddenly refuses to look at us. Veterinary experts warn that gaze aversion is one of the primary indicators of acute pain or severe hidden stress in felines. If a normally attentive cat suddenly faces the wall, hides under the bed, and avoids making eye contact with you, they are not just being aloof. Cats are masters at hiding illness because showing weakness is dangerous in nature. Turning away is their desperate attempt to conceal their suffering. If they could speak, they would say, "I am hurting, and I need to hide it, even from you." Please, if you notice this sudden shift, consult a qualified veterinarian right away. Catching it early can save their life, because at the end of the day, that intense, unblinking stare you used to find creepy is actually the greatest compliment they can give. They are not just looking at you, they are looking after you, and in their world, there is nothing more important than that.